I just want to say a quick thank you to Vita Paradise for always having the right part when I need it. They stock a bunch of cool fittings and stuff like that, AN fittings and XRP fittings for basically any build, a bunch of universal lines and all that. So what we needed today to basically complete this job was a -6 to -8 adapter. As you can see here, this is what we had before from the EOS port rail. Kind of strange, the new intake doesn't come with a fuel line, so we're gonna hopefully reuse this one. Hopefully it's long enough, and this adapter should make it work. So let's go on and get back to the shop. All right guys, I just wanted to give you guys a quick little visual off the car of the two intercoolers side by side. So honestly, size-wise, compared to this thing, it's actually almost more compact. And even height-wise, it's definitely more compact than the factory intercooler, especially being that it has none of this factory ribbing on here. Has a much smoother design. It's definitely a much compactor looking design. I've gone ahead and installed the 6 vacuum plugs on the meth and nitrous ports, as well as the 3 down here on the side of the intake. I've gone and installed them. Injectors are installed, all 6, and you have to install your map sensor before your fuel rail goes on. So you got to pull the fuel rail off, pull the little spacers that they send it with out, and install your map sensor and the injectors and bolt it back down. Now it does look like there may be an interference to put this center bolt in, but the other 6 bolts look like they can go in with the fuel rail on. We'll verify that in the car. Other things that I've noticed are this water line that runs to the reservoir, your upper return line or vent line, whatever that is. Not here, non-existent on this other intercooler. So I believe we're gonna have to cap the factory line. We'll probably end up cutting it back to the fitting that clips onto the reservoir and just putting a little cap on that, or cutting the line and putting something in the line to plug it. But other than that, pretty good. We did test fit these lines. They're a little funky to go in, but should work nonetheless. And yeah, we're basically ready to install this thing. They look pretty different, and I think this is a pretty significant upgrade. It should look pretty good in the engine bay. Should improve the overall visuals in the engine bay quite a lot. Quick note before we do move on. This is the EOS port rail. I'll be mentioning this in other videos. This is a very common upgrade for a lot of guys right now in the B58 world are running this. But something that I've seen that's kind of poor is the ethanol eats at the O-ring and chews it up. And I also think this is a combination of maybe the way that it's tightened down and it kind of like scooches itself forward and rubs those O-rings and kind of pushes harder on the top side versus the bottom side. You can see every single one has kind of started fraying and wearing out. So something I noticed about that EOS that I've seen on multiple port injection rails when I've pulled them off. And like I said before, the stack height gets taller and all that. So this is a much better upgrade. And we'll be hopefully featuring other intercoolers from other companies here in the future. RK Autowerks is just the first one we've been able to get our hands on. There are some others that I would like to try out as well. So let's get this bad boy in the car and just keep moving on and keep talking about, what we do and don't like about this intercooler.